Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F122 career mode. We are now at Austin for the American Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last one, go back and check that one out before you come back and check this one out. It's your last chance to do so before spoilers. Well, Suzuka was probably the biggest disappointment of the season so far, but we're back in a rain-soaked qualifying here at Austin to see what we can do. It is absolutely lashing it down in Q1, and I think the weather is set to improve as the session goes on. So what's critical here is getting in laps, getting a feel for the circuit, and then making sure I'm on the circuit at the right time. But just look at it at the moment. I'm pretty sure it would be red flagged IRL if it was anything like this. But going through the first sector, I'm understeering like a mofo and really struggling to get the car to turn in. But as we go through the lap, I gauge the grip a bit more, figure out where the grip is, where it isn't, and at the end, it's a relatively decent lap. We were faster than Tsunoda and Albon, so it's a start, but now I'm aiming to go even quicker, and you can see the track is drying out a little bit, and I'm still on the full wet tyres though. I was thinking, would it be worth gambling the intermediates, but I didn't want to get it wrong and risk knocking myself out of qualifying. As it turns out, I was on the track at the right time, so I've got through Q1 and got through in P5. Q2 now, and the rain is just starting to really ease off here, but again, I leave it till the very end to go out, and we're through Q2 in third. So that's even better. It looks like the car has got some pretty decent pace here. I should establish we had the last of our upgrades for this season attached, because unfortunately we've been hit with a regulation change, meaning I got to preserve the upgrades I got. So this could be being slightly on the back foot going into next season, but here we are then, Q3. And on slick tyres right at the end, the rain has literally just stopped and the track is beginning to dry out quite quickly. So I've left it right until the very end to do my qualifying lap in the hope I can get myself in amongst the top few. And you know what? This lap is feeling pretty good, but you can see there, the times are tumbling rapidly. Charles Leclerc's done a 1:38.6. Where are we in comparison to that? We're heading towards the end of the second sector now, and we're actually purple. We're purple. This is looking to be a mighty lap. We're hitting every apex spot on. What is it going to be? We're going through the third sector now, and what is the lap time?
Fantastic, you've got pole
position. It is pole position, our very first pole of this career mode. Wow, I did not expect that. I really did not expect that, but look at us. We are sitting pretty in pole position for the US Grand Prix. And the very first pole of this career mode, I'm not going to do the Kovalainen jinx and say the first of many, but look at that, we were second clear. So it just goes to show what advantage there is on being on the circuit at exactly the right time.
Welcome once again then to the United States Grand Prix here in the magnificent city of Austin. It was here in 2018 that Kimi Räikkönen delighted the world by taking the top step of the podium for the first time in 114 races. There's always a record to be broken. So what, I wonder, is in store for us today? It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Joker lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, George Russell, and Perez, Ocon, Gasly, Ricciardo, and Max Verstappen, Bottas, Norris, Guan Yu Zhou, and Liam Lawson, Tsunoda, Albon, Carlos Sainz. They've taken a grid penalty, and Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Stroll, Vettel, and Nicholas Latifi. And with preparation's almost complete. Let's head down to the track. Here we go then. The formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who? As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
Right then, starting from pole position for the very first time in this career mode. I admit the pre-race nerves are really there for this one because I haven't been on pole position in the F122 alternate universe that we've created, so I'm hoping that we can translate it into a relatively decent result. You know, the pace looks there for some good points, so let's aim for that. Let's aim high. We're on softs at the start. It's lights out and away we go. We're going to go gently across to try and cover Leclerc, who's got a better start. He's going to try and dive up the inside into one. I'm going to hang around the outside. Someone I think has tapped him. I'm not sure who. Fernando Alonso moves up into second, and we managed to go around the outside of Leclerc and take the lead. You see us there going around the outside, and Alonso's actually tagged both Hamilton and Leclerc and moved into second, and he's got front wing damage, so Alonso is going to be holding them back for the first lap. So not only are we going to lead, but we're going to pull out a bit of a gap by the end of this lap. In P1 then, Alonso P2, and you know what? They haven't been able to pass him, so Fernando has just cost them a lot of time at the moment. And I do wish he could have stayed out another few laps, because then we could have built up a bit of a lead. But Fernando coming in to get that front wing fixed, and Charles Leclerc moves into second place. We set the fastest lap on account of it being the first lap. You see there, Fernando Alonso peeling off. And in the next shot, you're going to see me just going around the last corner in the lead. And look what lead Fernando... Well, I was going to say look what lead Fernando Alonso had allowed me to build, but for some reason we got onto that nose shot of me. Lap 2 then, I set another fastest lap, but that's beat by almost a second by Leclerc and Hamilton, so they're making it clear that they're coming after me. But I'm going to do my best to try and hold on, but these two are so much quicker. And in another lap they've gained about 1.2 seconds. And these soft tyres are going to start to feel past their best pretty soon. Is Leclerc going to have a look up the inside here? No, he doesn't. We hold on to the lead. But it's going to be the big straight after sector 1 now, where I feel like Charles Leclerc could get that move done. We're going through one now, but you know what?
Okay, it's not good news, I'm afraid. It seems like an engine issue.
Oh, don't even say that. Don't say that. But are we going to be able to sustain it? We've got a yellow flag, and my car's been put into lead. That'll fix itself, luckily. So ignition will fix itself. And you see Hamilton has just gone into Leclerc. What's happened there? Leclerc's been following me close. He's made a mistake, and Lewis Hamilton has gone into him. So Leclerc makes a mistake on the inside, has to back out, and Hamilton just plows into him. And in fact, that damage ended up being terminal, because Hamilton is pulling out of the race, so that's very unfortunate for him. He could have had a chance at winning this thing here. Also pulling off to the side is going to be a Haas, I believe, of Kevin Magnussen. So Magnussen pulling off to retire. It's all kicking off at this stage of the US Grand Prix, and we're barely even a few laps into it yet. So for the first time, I am leading behind the safety car, and Leclerc and Perez are behind me, waiting to attack. Then it's Ocon and Russell. Right, back to green flag racing now, and I've managed to get a bit of a jump on Leclerc, but it's Perez that's been caught napping, and he's lost a few tenths to Leclerc. But I'm going to... Oh no, I've gone wide at turn 1. Is Leclerc going to get the better exit? No. Where he's getting some good momentum out of the corner, but I've covered the inside there. That was not the mistake I needed to make in turn 1, but my tyres are just starting to They're starting to drop off of their natural life. They are the soft tyres, and they're good for about 2 or 3 laps before they really start falling off. And you can see the cars behind me now as I lead the way, followed by LeClerc, Perez, Ocon. Ocon, I believe, will be pitting momentarily. But meanwhile, leading the way here, Charles Leclerc in second place. He's now got a bit of DRS, and you can see my tyres 53%. They are nowhere near fighting at their best anymore. And Leclerc's going to go for the outside, but well, he was going to go for the outside, but he then backed out of that, which is a wise move in my opinion. Right, lap 10. But now we've got Charles Leclerc right behind me. I'm going to the inside to try and cover. Is he going to try and make a dive for the outside? Yes, he is. But he's locked up and he's gone wide. And we're able to maintain that lead because of the mistake that Charles Leclerc has made. Perez now trying to look at going through there. And, well, him and Leclerc went side by side at one point, but nothing came of that. Perez is now taking a dive up the inside of the corner there. And I think Perez has got the move done. Am I going to be able to try and take him back? I haven't actually got DRS. Perez got ahead of me at the right time, so I don't have DRS, and as a result I'm vulnerable on the straight. I've lost the place to Leclerc, and I've now got Russell and Ocon wanting to have a look. Leclerc gets boxed in behind Perez. I try and have a look down the outside, but I went a bit too deep, and Leclerc also able to get the place on me. So we are down into what is an effective P3. And I decide at this point I cannot run with these tyres anymore because they are finished. So onto a set of medium tyres which I'll take to the end of the race. I am making a slight gamble here because there is rain expected towards the end of the race, so I am thinking run the mediums until it starts raining. But we've had an issue with the tyre coming off there. We had an issue with the left rear, and that is not what I needed. Not in a race where I'm looking super competitive and on for what is a potential podium place. That is not an issue I need, so I'm straight out the pits and straight away driving with rage. As the fastest lap of the race there will tell you, I'm driving with rage, and I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that at all. So I'm now closing up to the back of the 2 Aston Martins who are tucked up behind the GOAT, Nicholas Latifi. I'm going to try and get past Stroll as quickly as I can. I'm not wasting time with these cars. Going to go down the inside there. Not normally an overtaking manoeuvre. Do I get it stopped in time? Yes, I do. In fact, Stroll I think is going to dive into the pits anyway. So I'm now left with Vettel and Latifi and a load of cars coming out. And I think that's going to be Charles Leclerc right at the end there. That is Charles Leclerc. I think Perez has long gone at this point. But look at this. Leclerc has been forced wide by Latifi and Vettel. I'm going to have a nip up the inside. And that is Charles Leclerc overtaken. So Leclerc really getting caught out by this traffic here. And I'm trying to get round Vettel. And he's not making it easy, and Vettel shutting the door in my face there, and that's going to allow Leclerc a look back at me. Leclerc trying to go the outside, now switching to the inside, and Leclerc, he's tagged Vettel. There's a bit of contact there. This is getting a little bit unfriendly, and now Sebastian Vettel's going to have a look down the straight on Charles Leclerc, his former teammate. Is he going to pass him back? I don't think so. Leclerc's got the inside line, and a bit later on I do pass Vettel, but Leclerc's gone wide again. Latifi was trying to get alongside Latifi, went a bit wide, backed out of it, and I've gained the place back on Leclerc. Nicholas Latifi, you absolute goat. He is the goat. He is Goatifi. Anyway, back with the race now, and there are cars coming out of the pits in front of me. I want to try and do the sweep on Ocon while he's warming his tyres up, and I very nearly lose it doing it. But we are past Ocon, and so is Leclerc. So the top 2 in this race is now Sergio Perez and Lando Norris, with me in 3rd. And I tell you what, while Norris is warming his tyres up, there might be a chance here, but Norris shuts the door. And I also shut the door on Leclerc, who was trying to gain an advantage. And I'm stuck in the train here. I'm stuck in the train, which is quite annoying because I feel like if I could get past these two, I could potentially build a little gap. But I've also got Charles Leclerc sending it down the inside, just making my day that little bit more difficult, and Leclerc moving up to third. I know I have the pace, with all these guys battling amongst themselves. I have the pace to potentially win this thing, but I'm stuck in my battle with Leclerc and Norris, and this little DRS train we've got going, and that at the moment has left me stuck, and I'm pushing as hard as I can, but I don't know what more I can do. I'm pushing a little bit too hard there, that's not the corner. End of lap 16, 12 to go. Can I make any kind of inroads on these guys? My first port of call is to try and get past Leclerc, but look at the torque the AI get out of the corners, and this is an issue with the game. The AI just seems to be able to get out of the slow corners and have ridiculous speed on the straight line. Oh, Leclerc's been caught out, boxed in by Norris, because Perez made another mistake, which allowed Norris to have another look. Lando backed out, Leclerc got boxed in, and I was able to get through, but Leclerc dived back down the inside of me again. I spent too much of this race fighting Leclerc. I want to be fighting Norris and Perez. I have the pace to do so. But this is annoying me now. Daniel Ricciardo's coming down the inside of me. Leclerc's gone wide again. Ricciardo's got the move done on both of us. But I have the inside for the next corner, and I'm still semi alongside. I brake later and get the move done. Look at this. 3 into 1 there. How did that not end in tears? Ricciardo thought he had the move done, but I took it straight back, and once again I'm fighting Leclerc too much. Oh, there's an Alpine going wide and letting a Mercedes through. That's Ocon, I think, letting Russell through. But look at this. I'm back with Norris and Perez again. I've closed right up on them. And like I said, if it wasn't for me fighting cars behind me, if it wasn't for being stuck where I am behind these two in this little mini train, I have the pace to win this. So there is a little bit of frustration in that I can't do much more than what I'm already doing. And I'm already starting to feel that these medium tyres aren't going to make the end. I'm needing it to rain. But look at this, I'm right behind Norris, but again, the AI gets so much better speed out of the corners and have ridiculous straight line speed. I'm trying to catch up down the straight, and there's just nothing. And I've run out of overtake as well. I'm trying everything at my disposal, running very deep there. And now it's starting to spit with rain. My tyres are not feeling quite so great. And Charles Leclerc is back up the inside. He's brought me back up. And he's gone back through. Leclerc taking that back, but I'm now going to have DRS on him. He's opened his DRS too. He's going to cover. I'm going to try and go around the outside. Are we going to be able to get back past Charles Leclerc here? Leclerc covering the inside. I've gone to the outside. I've gone deep. Side by side with Leclerc again. And I've got the move done. And again, these two just break away from me a bit. And I'm surprised Norris hasn't had the grunt to go down the inside of Perez. So that Red Bull straight line speed is something else. And speaking of straight line speed, Leclerc has just done me on the straight. But now he's gone a little bit wide. Am I going to be able to take advantage? No, because I just don't have the traction left on my tyres anymore. These medium tyres are feeling way past their best. And tyres that feel past their best in damp conditions are not the ones. So I am now down into P4, trying to catch back up with Leclerc. But someone that is now all over me is George Russell. I've now lost the time to Leclerc. These tyres have gone for me. And George Russell's going to have a dive up the inside there. Is he going to get it done? We're side by side, but no, Russell has the better traction on his tyres, because his tyres aren't feeling as dead as mine. And George Russell goes up into fourth. We're going to try and dive back down the inside of turn 1, but there was no way we were making that corner. There was a little bit of desperation in that. The frustration is there as Daniel Ricciardo on the last lap tries to rob me of another place. I'm not having that though.
Okay, we've only got
Frustration is there because in the mid stage of that race, I had the pace to go and win this thing, but I was stuck behind Perez and Norris, and I can't help but think if I didn't have that tyre difficulty in the pit stop, I could have got past them and maybe gained a bit of a gap, maybe got on to win the race, but we'll never know now. Towards the end of the race, my tyres did just fall off dramatically, and I lost third, I lost fourth, but it's still 5th place and a fastest lap. Some very decent points, but it could have been better. It could have been better.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close, and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix, and they have hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Themselves apart today.
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. It just looks so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they've secured here.
But the biggest news is not only does Charles Leclerc get on the podium, he clinches the championship, and Charles Leclerc is the Season 1 champion of the world. To be fair, no one was catching him in this season. In this alternative universe, nobody was catching Leclerc. Russell put on a bit of a late charge, but it wasn't going to happen. Leclerc looked safe all season, and you can see it now. Charles Leclerc is uncatchable with a 96-point lead. Russell is second, Verstappen in third. He has had a miserable mid-season. Perez in fourth, taking the race win today, and he's only 12 points behind Max, so that's going to be an interesting fight. Hamilton fifth, getting ever closer to the two Red Bulls, and Lando Norris sixth in the standings after a very impressive P2 finish. Our points are now up to 59, so we've got some very decent points from this race, and I'm very happy with the result. If only my tyres hadn't gone off right at the end, I probably could have held on to third. If only I didn't have the pit difficulties, I could have maybe come out in first. We'll never know now. But thank you so much for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, TTFN guys, ta-ta for now.